Sorry.
Okay, great.
So, good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Vishal Valia from JG Ahmedabad, and together with me is Reshma Hana from JG Pune. As you all know, Google Educator Groups, we deliver sessions for EdTech tools, and today we are pleased to have Alice Keeler from US, California, all the way, and she is a great teacher, a great mentor, a great developer, a Google Certified Trainer and Innovator. So,
Wow.
Alice, the session is over to you. And she has developed this wonderful tool for AI teacher tools, and she is delivering lectures all over the US for the same. And we are very, fortunate to have her time today for us. Thank you, Alice, for taking up time for us today.
Yeah,
Over to
yes.
you.
Uh, Thanks for having me. Today was my daughter's first day of school and had to take her over there, but we're all settled down over here. I really appreciate you all letting me share this with you. So my name is Alice Keeler. My website is alicekeeler.com. Hey, Philomena. Just going to put that in the chat there. And I have been a math teacher since 1999. Now, I'm going to make a joke that we're not allowed to talk about anything that is not AI. So today I'm going to talk to you about AI. And I'm really excited about what we can do with AI. It feels like everybody has magic buttons these days, including Google Classroom. So Google Classroom, just a couple weeks ago, actually it's probably been a month now, they have added free for everybody is these magic buttons that when you push the button, it's going to make a lesson plan or make a rubric. And they actually have a lot of really great tools. And I think that's wonderful. And if you use Google Classroom, you should definitely take advantage of that. I'm a big fan of Google Gemini. But the problem is, what's the prompt? What was put into AI is not magic. I think I have a slide that says that. Yeah, there we go. AI is not magic. You know, I call them magic buttons. Everyone has a magic whatever for their website. But the truth is, having a better understanding of what inputs we have and what we are asking of the AI is going to make for a better product overall. And I think Google does a lot of things really well with their Google Classroom magic buttons, that they do allow you to have a little bit more control, and some of them connect directly to Google Gemini, which, again, I love Google Gemini. But I think even still, it is really time consuming to write the prompts, even though the best answer is for you to write your prompt in a way that's really tailored to what you're doing in your classroom. And that can be really time consuming. So I created a tool that uses Google Gemini where I'm really about transparency. And I also have a lot of distrust in companies that just showed up yesterday. Yesterday is obviously hyperbole. But, you know, when I use tools from Google, from Microsoft, from companies that have been around for a while, they have a level of responsibility that if something goes poorly, that's not their whole business model, right? They have other reasons that they need to make sure that they maintain our trust. So I see a lot of these tools that have come up over the last few years, last year or two, and they're a new company. And what happens if they go out of business? What happens with your data? So I'm very concerned about data. And if I could recommend the book, The Perils and Promises of AI in Education by Ken Shelton and Dee Lanier, they really go into some of the things that we should consider around bias and what's safe to use in AI, and some questions that we should all be asking as we use AI. So when we push that button, what are we pushing? What is the prompt? So that's where I created EducatorAI Assistant.com, and I'm going to type this into the chat. Educator AI Assistant.com. There we go. So this came out of Google asking me to do a presentation at a school to compare using Google Gemini with a competitor product where you just push these magic buttons. And I'm like, well, Google Gemini is better. I definitely think the power in using AI is in you really controlling the prompt. I go, but who's got time for that? Who has time to write those prompts? So I sat down and I vibe coded. Now I just have my 38th add-on approved yesterday. And I'm just going to put that link in here. If you go to alicekeeler.com/coded by Alice, you can get my new add-on that that was approved yesterday. I'll tell you about that at the end. I don't want to distract. But I hopefully have a history of providing high quality resources for teachers that I never collect data, never. So I just want you to have confidence that a teacher made it. It was made solely to help other teachers and to give you an option for magic buttons that you know what it is that you're asking and that you have more control over with no data. So that's where that came from. Yes. We had a question?
I think it would be by mistake. That could be sharing the emoji and stuff, but yeah.
Well, I definitely am happy to answer questions. So if you want to put them in the chat, I am watching the chat. And please, I have all day. So happy to share answer any questions. So I have a magic button that's going to make a lesson plan, make a presentation, make a rubric, compose a letter to an angry parent, write newsletters. Actually, it'll do whatever you want. So I'm just going to demonstrate this to you today. It is an add-on for Google Sheets. So the first thing you have to do is install the add-on. Again, it collects no data. And then it's going to be available in any spreadsheet. So all you have to do is open up a fresh spreadsheet so that you can install it. And I already said that it collects zero data. It's editable, transparent, and shareable because it's Google Sheets. You can share the spreadsheet with anybody, and it makes it a lot easier. But here's the big thing. If you were to discontinue your subscription to one of the other tools, who owns your prompts? They do. See, in this case, everything is yours. It's all in your Google Drive. All the outputs are in your Google Drive. So you own everything. I have literally zero access to any of it. So it's all private, editable, and you own it. So let's just jump in and I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to do a sheets.new. And let me zoom in here. Get rid of this tables. And so once you've already installed it, so it's in the add-ons, you can get add-ons, you can find it in add-ons. I have Educator AI Assistant, and you see that I have this whole sidebar. Let's go ahead and do the quick start. Really what you want to do is do the full open setup on the sidebar because I have a lot more features on there. But let's just do this, get this going quickly. So it's a quick setup, quick start. And I'm still developing this. I've put most of my time and energy into making it work. And so now I'm cleaning it up and making better prompts. So it's just kind of like a little warning for you to let you know I'm still making it. And it's really important that you have a tool list. So I'm going to click Create Tool List. So there should be a sheet in your spreadsheet that says Tool List. Now what you'll notice is it has a lesson plan outline, a multiple choice quiz, a formative quiz generator. I have a rubric generator, an angry parent responder, text leveler. But what the difference is my button, that's the button name, you see the full prompt. It's right here in the spreadsheet, act as, here's my prompt, export it to Google Sheets, export it to Google Docs, export it to Google Forms. So you know what the prompt is and everything that it's going to do. And you can edit this. So it is a spreadsheet. So if you wanted to say, act as an instructional design expert who is funny, you can do that. Do you see how I just edited my prompt? So I give you a sample starter, but it's a spreadsheet. So you just edit it. You can go back to the extensions menu. Go to Educator AI Assistant. I'm going to go back to the quick start toolbar. So you open a spreadsheet. You have to have a tool list. I give you a few tools to start with. There are more. I'll show you that in a minute. And then there is the activity builder. So I'm going to create a new activity builder. So every time you want to make some tools for your lesson, you need to insert an activity builder. So that's a sheet. And on this sheet, it says rename activity. So I'm going to put figurative language. Now, to be honest with you, I teach math. My husband is an English teacher. I one time helped him with his lesson, and he was doing a lesson on figurative language. So I always use this as my example, but I don't really know very well what it is. That's okay. People like English more than they like math, right? So everything here on this form, when you make an activity builder, it gives you a form. This is for everybody. It's not just for English teachers. It gives you this form, and everything is optional and editable. So I'm going to do a lesson on figurative language, and I'm going to title this World of Candy Bars. And my topic is figurative language. And my subject area is English. And I want a 40-minute lesson. And I'm going to skip the standard. I should put the standard in, but because I'm demonstrating, I'm normally go copy and paste it off the internet, right? This is for 9th graders. And my DOK, critical thinking target level, is DOK 2. And I am going to use FigJam as a technology tool. And if I want to add more things, I want to do group size 5. You can put whatever you want. You can, anything that you don't fill out, it skips it. So I didn't fill out the standard. It's just going to skip it like it never was there. And you can just add new things at the bottom. So once you have the information, now garbage in, garbage out, friends, the more information you put into column B. This is all the things specifically that you want the AI tool to think about when it's making your activity. So once you fill out column B, you just click on the Quick Tools palette. Did I click it? Come on. There it goes. Make sure you can see it. Yes. Okay, I click on the Quick Tools palette, and this is the list of all of my tools. Oh, I did it twice. This is the list of all of my tools from the tool list spreadsheet. So you can add more tools on the spreadsheet. You can delete tools on the spreadsheet. You have full control. Now I'm going to click Lesson Plan. I'm just waiting for it. And it's sending it to space, letting AI think about it. It's processing it. Come on, let's do it. I feel like my internet is slow today. I had to restart my computer earlier. So come on, it's usually quicker than this. I have very fast internet at my house, but I don't know. Everyone's using the internet today, I guess. I'm making a joke. Okay. Come on. Where is it? So what should happen? Picture this. It should be putting a new tab at the bottom. I don't know why it's doing this so slowly. It's not. Oh, there it is. You see this tab at the bottom? It says document list. So everything that you create, if it's a Google Doc, Google Form, Google Sheets, Google Slides, it also does calendar and tasks, but obviously those are not documents you would find in Google Drive. So it lists them on the document list. So it's really easy to find all of your outputs is on that document list. So let's open this up and see how it did. Yep. Okay, so here's my lesson plan. It is doing this in markup. So I need to work on my code a little bit because it's not picking up those headers. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So subject level is English. I put in my basic information. And so here's my objectives. By the end of this ridiculously tasty lesson, remember I told it to be funny. I edited the prompt to be funny. So keep that in mind. You may or may not want to tell it to be funny. Identify 5 key types of figurative language. And the teacher is going to use a projector or a smartboard and a shared FigJam link. And they're going to have some actual candy bars. And we're going to do the great candy bar debate. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can see how it's given me a whole script where I can be funny with my lesson plan. So I'm going to come back over here. I have the tool list. I inserted the tool list and I edited it however I wanted to. You don't have to stick with the prompt the way that it is. So you can edit it. And then you would have inserted Educator AI Assistant. You're going to open the activity builder. And the activity builder is what allows me to give all of the information about the lesson. So now that I have the lesson plan, what I can do is I can do a new activity. So I need to come back to the activity builder sheet. So you remember I was building activities for the figurative language. Now, unlike other tools where you have to start from scratch, I don't want to start from scratch. I already wrote this down. I'm doing figurative language for 9th graders. I have a lesson plan, but now I need a group work activity. I need a rubric. I need, who knows what I need, all the things for the lesson. I'm going to keep building on this activity builder so I don't have to type it twice. Now I have copied the link to the lesson plan. I have the lesson plan. I copied the link to the lesson plan. I'm going to put that in column C. Doesn't matter which row, any row. Any Google Docs that you link in column C will be read and incorporated into the AI when it creates your next activity. So I want my rubric, Quick Tools Palette. I want my rubric to be based on the lesson I gave. So I opened it up in a Google Doc. I should edit it and adjust it how I want to adjust it. And then I take the link to that Google Doc and I put it back onto the Quick Tools Palette, or excuse me, onto column C, so that when I now say, okay, make me a quiz. It's making the quiz based on the lesson plan. It's making the quiz based on anything that's on that spreadsheet. It's reading the spreadsheet. It's reading the prompt. Okay, come on, don't be slow. My internet's so slow today. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Dr. Vishal. I'm very excited about it. I am using the Google Gemini API. So it is all within the Google family, making Google tools. There we go. It made it. So you'll see that it added it to the document list. So I have the lesson plan that I made, the links there in column E. And then this quiz that I made is in column E also. And you see that I have a button that's going to open it. Now, I said to make me a quiz, so you see that it made it in Google Forms. So it made that automatically. Awesome. And so it gives me a Google form to, whoa, that's a crazy question. That is, okay. I would probably redo this again. Maybe adjust the prompt a little bit. My internet is being funny this morning. This was not a good example. Usually it works great, but that's going to happen, right? You ask it to do something, it misunderstands, makes something weird, and you just make it again.
This is really impressive, Alice. I must exclaim, it's really impressive. It's just, just with clicks of buttons, you're just getting the entire thing for the lesson plan, for the activities, for the quiz. Really impressive.
Thank you so much. All right, how much time do I have?
You have around 40 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Just double checking. So I still have another 20 minutes, correct?
Yeah, around 40.
Perfect.
Couple of
all right. So I can keep going with this, building on the same lesson plan. So I want to go, here's the thing that's tricky. You have to go back to that tab. See how it says return to figurative language? It's going to put me back on that tab because I want to be looking at, this is the form, this is the information that I'm feeding into my tools that I'm doing on the palette. So I'm going to go back, extensions menu, Educator AI Assistant, and I'm going to do the full setup sidebar. So I'm going to show the setup sidebar because I just did it quick to begin with, right? Which is cool because you have to have a tool list. Step 1, start a new spreadsheet, make a tool list. Then once you have a tool list, here's the tool list, You can edit it. You're like, you know what? I don't want an angry parent responder. Right click, delete. Just delete it. If you don't like those tools, so I default a few tools for you, just delete them. Delete the row if you don't like it. And then the other thing it'll do is I don't think you can see this drop-down menu. You cannot. There is a drop-down menu, and I have a lot of tools. So I have this web page that has, how many tools do I have on here? 38 right now. This will grow. I'm going to improve this. So everything, there's a link right here. It says alicekeeler.com/AI tools. Let me put that over here. alicekeeler.com/AI tools. Okay. Anything, when you go to that link, it's right there. It says customize from the tool library. You can see the full library of tools. And then it is in the drop-down list. Just when I click on the drop-down list, it doesn't show it. So I have Dungeons and Dragons Simulator, and you can add the tools. So now notice what's going to happen. I have 8 default tools. Let's do it. And now I have 9. So it just added it in there. So now when I go back to my figurative language activity builder, and I'm going to go to the Educator AI Assistant. I'm going to go to the activity builder sidebar. And I do the quick tools palette. You see it now has the Dungeons and Dragons Simulator as a button. So literally all you have to do is edit that tool list and it's going to show up in your buttons. So all of your magic buttons are exactly the buttons you want. It has a button. You're like, I don't use this button. Delete the row. Like, well, I really like a button that helps me too. You guys, I taught 7th grade math 2 years ago. And my goal was to make all of my lesson plans from baby shower games. Like I'm going to take a game and adapt it for the math lesson. So I want a button that says, turn my lesson into from a baby shower game to adapt it. So I would want that button, and I don't need the text translator button maybe, because I don't have a lot of text for my students. So maybe I would delete that one. So I'm going to, actually that's probably a really good one to keep. But anyway, I'm going to make it exactly the buttons I use and that I want. So let's see what happens when we push this. While it's doing that, I'm going to go back in a second. I would love to show you how to make the lesson plan. Thank you for asking. I'll start it from scratch with a brand new spreadsheet, okay? I also have a button in the setup that lets you design your own tool. So you describe what you want the tool to do. So you're like, there's no tool on here for baby shower games. By the way, there is, because that's what I did. But your thing that you do that's unique for you, it says describe the tool, and it will add a tool to your spreadsheet that is exactly what you want. Now, maybe not, it'll work great, and you got to try it, change the prompt, try it again, change the prompt until it works the way you want to, but you are able to design your own tools. If I may please suggest, you know why it's so slow? It's because we're running Google Meet. I'm doing Google Meet at the same time as I'm trying to run this, and that makes it go slow. But if you edit one of the tools, change the name. If you edit one of the tools, change the name, because I have a button that will update the tools, because I'm always making the tools better. I'm like, you saw how the Google form quiz didn't come out right? Usually it comes out right. Usually it works. So try it again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit the prompt to kind of make adjustments so that it works better the next time. Well, if it's in your spreadsheet, you're not getting the most recent version. So if you update the prompts, if you update the magic buttons to my most recent version, it'll delete the tool and replace the tool. But if you've modified it and it's the way you like it, you don't want it to eat your tool. All you have to do is change the name, because it matches the names, right? So I say match the names and replace it. So just edit that. That makes it real simple. Okay, let's see how this Dungeons and Dragons activity worked. Gather round the table, brave adventurers. Your mission, you're a band of heroes. So you can see I have a Google Doc here with my Dungeons and Dragons adventure if you wanted to do that. Okay, I'm going to start from scratch, sort of. I'm going to copy the link at the top of this Google Doc. I'm going to copy it's not a Google Doc, it's a spreadsheet. I'm going to copy the link to this spreadsheet. And the reason is because Educator AI Assistant is highly shareable. So if you have tools that you like and you want to share it with your teacher bestie, it's real easy to do. So I'm going to start a brand new spreadsheet, sheets.new. And I'm going to go to the extensions menu. Come on. Extensions menu. Or the internet's slow for me today because I'm running Google Meet. Here we go. And I'm going to go to Educator AI Assistant. Come on. Wake up. And I'm going to go to the setup sidebar. I obviously need to set it up. I have nothing in this spreadsheet. It's a blank spreadsheet. So I'm going to go to setup. So do you see here in the toolbar, I can click create a tool list, which will import in 8 tools, or it says import a tool list from another Google Sheet. So I'm going to click that button. It's a link. I'm going to click that link. Come on. And I'm just going to paste the link. So if you have your tool list and you're like, I want to have one spreadsheet for unit 1. I want to have a different spreadsheet for unit 2, but I want to use the same tools that I've customized. You literally just paste the link from one spreadsheet into the other, and it's going to, watch this, it's going to import in all my tools. It's going to say, it'll have no angry parent newsletter, right? And it will have a Dungeons and Dragons because I had customized that. So you see how it's importing in my tools? Yes, so Rashima, so the activity builder, every time you want to build a new activity, so let's say I'm doing unit 1, I would have a sheet for, and let's say unit 1 is 7 days, then I'm going to have 7 sheets, one for 1-1, one for 1-2, one for 1-3 for each of the lessons that I'm going to do. But within each sheet, I'm going to make multiple activities for each sheet. That makes sense? Okay. All right, so you see, I have my, I imported it in. I have my Dungeons and Dragons simulator. So now I could share this whole spreadsheet with somebody and we could just use the same spreadsheet together, or they can start a brand new spreadsheet and import in the tool list for themselves. So I'm going to go extensions, Educator AI Assistant. I am going to do the setup sidebar because I showed you how I imported a tool. I already showed you how I added more tools with the added tool dropdown. I'm just going to real quick do the help me create a tool. Now I'm going to let you know that when I click this button, it says help me create a tool. The window that comes up won't show up on Google Meet because it comes up as a separate window. So you're not going to be able to see this little box that pops up, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to click create a new tool, and you cannot see this. I know you can't. So my new tool name is Poem Generator. And then the next box says, describe what I want the tool to do. Create a limerick based on the lesson.
Alice, I think we are not able to see the screen.
Correct. That's what I was saying, is you're not going to see the pop-up.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why I was like, just listen. I typed what you heard me say. So yes. Apologies. But what I did is I pushed the button that said create a new tool, and it popped up and I described what I wanted it to do. And you see right now it is now inserted a new tool based on my description. So now I have a poem generator. And once I have my tool list, let's go activity builder. That's where I'm going to insert my activity template. And I'm going to do an activity template for each, I'm going to say day, because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for math, we do a new lesson every day. But like English, I know they'll do the same one for 2 or 3 days. So maybe you would use the same sheet for 2 or 3 days. So I'm thinking, what am I teaching? Who am I teaching? What's the important information about my students that I want to build into this form? And the form is 100% customizable. It is not mobile. This is not a mobile app. This is only going to be for your computer. It is an add-on for Google Sheets. So you have to do it on your computer where you're in a Google Sheets spreadsheet. But it does make Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Slides, Google Calendar, Google Classroom, and Google Tasks. So it'll do all of those things as an output. All right, so this time we are going to teach the quadratic formula. And my title is going to be Cities in the United States. And my subject area is algebra. And I'm going to do a 30-minute lesson. And it is 9th graders. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So the question was, how do I do a lesson plan? So I have to have an activity builder sheet. I recommend that you rename the tab at the bottom, but you don't have to, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go to the extensions menu, Educator AI Assistant, and set activity builder sidebar. That's going to allow me to build activities from what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at this sheet. It's the active sheet. And I want to use the Quick Tools palette. And normally it's much faster if you're not trying to run Google Meet. And you see how it says poem generator down there at the end that I just made that? I don't know how it's going to work. So we had a request for lesson plan. That's just my first button. The first button is lesson plan. So I'm going to go ahead and make the lesson plan. So it's working on that. It will not be a great lesson plan. How much details did I put in that form? If you put in very small details, you're not going to get a great output. It's going to be mediocre. But it is making a lesson plan for me right now. Now, I also want a poem to go with my lesson plan, right? So I'm going to copy the link to my lesson plan from my lesson plan. Makes the lesson plan. I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to put it back on the activity sheet so that my poem is based on my lesson also. It's coming. Wait for it. So I'm going to get the link to my Google, to the Google Doc. I'm going to put it in column C. And that's a nice way for you to add extra details to any activity that you're building is have a Google Doc. Go make a Google Doc that says, this is all the information about my students. They like Minecraft. They do not like the color purple. They really like this Pop Rocks candy, whatever details you know about your students and about your class. Put it in a Google Doc because you can add the Google Doc into column C, so it's always reading information about my students to influence the lesson plan. All right, this is going to be, Rashima, this is going to be a really, really bad lesson plan on the quadratic formula because I did not make a good prompt. You saw that I did not put in good details. But I'm going to open this up. Let's see if this lesson, it's about the quadratic formula. It knew to identify coefficients. It has cities in the United States, has an image of the Sears Tower, and we're going to parachute from the roof. That's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But I'm going to copy this link at the top. This is my lesson plan. I should edit it. And I want to go back to the activity sheet. I want to be looking at the sheet that says my lesson is the quadratic formula and it's for these 9th graders. And here in column C, I want to paste that lesson plan so that, Quick Tools palette, I can make the poem that includes the lesson plan. So now I'm going to click Poem Generator. Let me give you a warning while it's doing this. I put, one time I was demonstrating this and I was being funny and I said, make the lesson plan in the style of Carrot Top. Carrot Top is a comedian in Las Vegas. He's a very famous comedian from when I was a child. And it made a really, actually pretty good lesson plan about figurative language in the style of Carrot Top, because he uses a lot of props. So the lesson plan included all of these props. It was pretty good. But then when I made the rubric, I did not delete the comedian out of the form. So then the rubric was about how to be Carrot Top and not about figurative language. So just think about this. Whatever you see on this sheet is what's going to make the activity. If there's information on there that was good for the lesson plan, but not good for the rubric, delete it. Or duplicate the sheet, copy the sheet so you can delete out the parts that you don't want, because anything it sees is going to influence what it makes. Yes, right, Rashima? It's a really good way to demonstrate to students how AI works. I totally agree. All right, so let's see how this poem looks. And it's, remember, I didn't give it very good directions when I created the tool. So the tool is in HTML. So I would probably go back to the tool list and say to not put HTML and to clean up my prompt. This was our test run, right, friends? But here's my limerick. If ax squared plus bx plus c has you stuck and in need of a key, just start with minus root squared minus 4ac, then divide by 2a, and you're free. That's not too terrible. It's for as little effort as I put into making that prompt, it wasn't too terrible. So that is the tool. Is free. You can install it into any Google Sheets spreadsheet. And now if I could just take, if you have any questions, please put them in there. But if I could, while you are typing your questions, show you my new add-on that was approved yesterday. It was approved yesterday, so I'm very excited about it. These are all of my 38 add-ons that I have approved in the Google Workspace Marketplace. None of them collect data. And if you come to the bottom, you're going to see my brand new one that came out yesterday. So here's what I was doing. Who's using Notebook LM? Anybody? Anyone using Notebook LM? Okay, Dr. Vishal, a couple of you. I should see more. You guys, Notebook LM is so cool. It allows you to add all of your lesson documents. It's AI, but it's focused on your documents. So I tell it, based on my documents, write me a multiple choice quiz. So I did that. And then when I had the multiple choice quiz, I was like, how do I put this in a Google form? Because copy and pasting the questions and all the answer choices into a Google form sounded horrible to me. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I have better things to do with my time. So what this does is if I copy and paste my AI multiple choice quiz into a Google Doc, just paste it in a Google Doc, it'll turn it into a Google form for you. And there's no special formatting. So I use Google Gemini to identify what are questions, what are the multiple choice answers, and it identifies the answer key. Even if what Notebook LM will do is the correct answer is bold. It doesn't actually give you the answer, it just bolds it. Gemini is smart enough to see the bold answers in your Google Doc, and in your Google form, it marks the right answers for you. That will save you a ton of time. So if everyone could please do me just such the biggest favor. I get paid in likes. So if you will install this, let me put the link here in the chat. If you will install this, and then please click on the reviews tab. You see how it says overview, permissions, reviews? Click on reviews, give me a 5-star review. And put a little note, Alice, you're a genius. I love all the things you make. Thank you for not collecting data. Whatever you want to say. That's how you can say thank you to me, is to give me a review on my add-ons. So, okay, I'm taking questions.
Yeah. So thanks, Alice, for this wonderful session. Anyone, please put in your questions in the chat box so that we can answer that. The session is open for Q&A.
So, Anshu, this is a Google Docs add-on. This particular one that I'm showing you right now is an add-on for Google Docs. So in your Google Doc, you go to the extensions menu and you choose make my multiple choice quiz. And so it would not work with a PDF, but if you put your PDF in Google Drive and right click, you can open it with Google Docs and it'll turn your PDF into a Google Doc, which you can then use this add-on. It will not make a math quiz. You and I both know nothing works for math. As a math teacher, this is our poison, I guess. Is everyone makes stuff for English teachers and no one makes stuff for math teachers. You can try it, but I doubt it. Good luck. I literally remember I made it yesterday. It was approved literally yesterday. I have not tried it with math, but try it.
So there is another query in the chat box that can we use it as a science teacher for simulations?
Absolutely. And that's going back to the other tool that I was actually doing today. So actually, let me back this up. Go to Educator AI Assistant. Here's where you can install this directly. The Educator AI Assistant will work pretty much for anything. I'm not promising any math symbols, but you'd have to write a prompt that describes how to make simulations for your science class. I don't have one, but I would love one. If anybody makes a tool, so it has that tool creator, and then you try it. Remember, we tried it with the poem and it was in HTML, and you're like, that's not quite right. So then I go back to the spreadsheet on the tool list and I edit the cell in the tool list and I change the prompt. I edit and like, don't give me HTML. Format the document like this. Like I give it more directions and then I try it again. If you get something that you're like, this is working pretty good, it's working pretty good, share it with me. All you have to do is share me the spreadsheet, right? Because I can import your tools. If you share me the spreadsheet, I can add your tool to the tool that everybody uses. So I have democratized prompt building. So we can now, if you'll make stuff, let me know and I'll add it on and then other people can use it too. So if you upload the PDF to Drive, you have to right click on that PDF in Drive and choose open with Google Docs so that it converts your PDF into a Google Doc.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's very great, Alice. I mean, see, you got an invitation in teachers that you got an invitation from Alice that if you can just create some kind of, some add-ons or some kind of prompts, you can just share it with Alice and she can share it with all other educators that are using this particular add-on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So it's basically teachers, teachers work for teachers, teachers share data with teachers. And so far as this tool is concerned, Alice has clearly mentioned right now here as well as clearly mentioned in any downloads you're going to make. Alice doesn't collect any data. This is the beauty of it. No data collected, and it's really pure for teacher. I really salute this approach and attitude of Alice that she is so wonderfully working for all teachers. She understands what the teachers go through when they have to they have to teach into the class, and she's creating so much of wonderful tools for the teachers. Really salute to you, Alice, for this and this wonderful task. Anyone who would like to ask any questions right now? We've got some time left. We can open it for Q&A. You can just raise your hand and we'll take it up. It's a good opportunity to interact with Alice. Yes, Reshma first.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alice, for such a wonderful presentation. Just to let you know, I'm also in California. Yeah. And so I'm excited. I'm also a Google Certified Trainer. So I do work with a lot of Google tools. So it was great to see you. And I have watched lots and lots of your videos for when I was learning and I'm still learning. So thank you so much to be here.
I appreciate that.
So Alice, I had a quick question. While entering the prompts, can we have some prompts like for diverse audience, like we can give the levels of math, or we can give, so it customizes the activity for each level?
So the way that my code works is it says it's going to read, I have the tool, it reads the tool, and then it reads anything that you've put in column B and the links to the Google Docs in column C. So which is why I think the best way to go is to put it in a Google Doc where you describe the ways that you need to differentiate for your students so that it's really easy to add and re-add, so you don't have to type it every time, right? So if you have a Google Doc with the ways that you need to make accommodations for students, just paste that link into column C so that when it makes your lesson plan or your activities, it's taking those things into consideration.
Interesting. Yeah, because we do have different level of students in one same classroom. So it would be really nice for teachers to have like different kind of
I have a tool in there that is for the purpose of releveling, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't cleaned it up yet. So it's kind of like a very basic prompt. It will probably work. I just made this a couple of months ago, so it's going to take me some time to make all the prompts really, really good. So if you fix the prompts on the tool list and you're like, Alice, this works better, send it to me so I can update mine. I can't do it all myself, right? I have 5 kids. I have a job. You know, I have all the things that I do. So this is a hobby. I do this for fun. And so I could use some help. So please help me.
You're very productive. Very productive. So nice. Yeah, Mr. Modi, you have a question?
Namaste, Alice. Do we have some feature wherein we can make an interactive worksheet using your prompts?
It does not make interactive worksheets other than the Google form. Like it'll create a Google form and it makes the Google form as a quiz with quiz settings. Same for the second add-on that I showed you. It makes a Google form with quiz settings. But other than that, it's not so interactive. I think that I could build some, it's going to use Google tools, right? So all of my stuff is going to be a Google Doc, Google Sheets, Google Slides, these kinds of things. So it would just be a matter of identifying what we wanted it to do and build a prompt in for that. So it's possible, but I don't have it.
Like what I was looking for science teachers, for labeling, you have drop and match thing. So probably you have a diagram there and you pick up the word and fix it that place. Probably if we can have that kind of interactive things.
Suggest that Google's not good for that. That's just not a, they drag and drop and then you have to grade it yourself. You have to see where they dragged it. That sounds not like my idea of a good time. I like to use Wayground, which used to be quizzes.
In fact, that's what I've been using.
Please use Wayground. In fact,
I'm
I
using
think
this one,
it's the worst quiz tool on the market. I love Google Forms. I don't like to use it for quizzes for a lot of reasons. I prefer Wayground. It's much better. Use that. Keep using that.
Same with me. In
I
fact,
don't have all the answers. My tool doesn't do everything. There are other tools that I use also.
True.
Yeah, of course.
True. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Modi.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Alice. So it's been a wonderful session, and Alice has already shared her website link over the chat box, and also the link to all the add-ons that she has created and submitted to Google Marketplace. The links are already shared, and I'm going to share another link with you, which you've been waiting for. Is a feedback form link. I know that you've been waiting for a feedback form link for your certificates. Yeah, and that's it for the session. I think it's quite rounded up in the time. Thank you, Alice, first of all, for taking out time for the educators here. I know you've been very busy. You're very busy with the work, and you already mentioned today. So we're very much grateful to you for taking time for us. And we really love the expertise that you showed today. You're very creative. You're very productive. And then this is what is, worth catching. And educators see how teachers are actually working. Okay, they are working for every single student sitting in their class. They're creating productive notes. They're creating productive programs for every single student studying there. So it's a lot of work they're putting in for the next generation that's coming up. We need to learn this a lot from educators like Alice and Reshma again to counter presence today. Thank you for being present here today. Reshma is also a wonderful math teacher. She's also having her own website for it. You may share it across the WhatsApp group. Reshma, you're already there in that. And a wonderful session all together today. Thank you, Alice, for this particular session. Anyone having doubts, you can please refer to Alice's website. All the instructions are there. These are all self-explanatory tools. There are many such tools available, and you can use it. Probably you should be having a creative quotient to use it how you would like to use it into the classroom that you are teaching into. It's not limited to a particular subject, right? It's based on what subject you teach and how creative you wish to be with your subject, right? So the bottom line here is that though Gemini AI is there, we need to be smart enough to create the prompts to get the correct output from the artificial intelligence, from the AI. So the tools that have been shown today, like Educator AI Assistant today, okay, is a specific tool that helps you create the prompt on its own, okay, based on the criteria you enter, the criteria you mention. And again, it also, the next step, it also creates an easier method in which you can use the tools to create docs or to create quizzes or to create forms or whatever grade system or whatever grading you like to create for the students. So there are plenty of such tools, but this one tool has attracted my attention while I was following Alice over the Twitter, that's X now, and the way she has been posting all the add-ons there. So this has created got my attention there, and this is basically you can just customize a prompt, you can reuse the prompt again, you can make slight change to the prompt. So it's a very creative or a constructive tool, I can say. So it's iterative. So for one particular batch, say you created an educator with the help of Educator Assistant, you created a particular sheet or a doc. Okay, next level of batch is something, an advanced batch you have, you want to add something more to the previous creations you did, you can always add on to this. So this is really wonderful. Thanks to you, Alice. You really be thoughtful in creating these kind of tools. Yeah. So that's towards the end of our session today. I've already shared the feedback form link. You will be getting the certificates. It's auto-generated. Please be mindful, members. Please be mindful for entering your emails, your data that you're entering into the forms, because all the certificates are auto-generated. Okay, you will always receive what you're entering. As Alice rightfully mentioned, it's garbage in, garbage out. It's a GIGO device. Yeah, right. Rightly mentioned. So please be mindful for entering data. I have also received many emails bounce back for registrations. Right. So when you're entering, don't be in any hurry when you're asked to enter your data. So enter your email IDs properly, enter your names properly. And if you don't receive the certificate immediately, please be patient. It has got a quota limitations. It will be awarded the next day. So thank you once again, Alice, for taking time out. And it's a wonderful session. This is one of the best sessions we had with our GEG.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I would love to come back. So please invite me.
Thank you. That's an honor. Yeah. And thanks to all the educators today who have taken time out for their busy schedule to learn and upgrade. Keep up this spirit. There's lot many things to learn. There's lot many things to work out in our classrooms. We have a new generation coming up, which is very smarter than what we think. And I think we should be working towards them. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And we are winding up this session. It's quite on time.
Right. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
सर्कल में ब्लू ही कर दे, ब्लू